What is at stake and why should your customers take action? And that's what this whole video is about today, guys. Hope you're having an awesome day. Listen, if there's no stakes or nothing at stake for your customers to taking action, guess what? There's not going to be a story for us to invite them into, and they're not going to take action. Now, what this means when it comes to your marketing is that in your marketing collateral, in your social content, your websites, your emails, you need to show the cost of inaction and what happens if your customers do not take action. Maybe this is, I'm a very glasses half full, positive poly type of a person, always sunshine and rainbows. But what I've noticed about most people is they live in a state of average. And what I mean by that is they often cannot see the good or the bad in anything. They think things are always going to be this way. And that often comes whenever we're doing our marketing and we're selling our products and services. They often really don't think life can get that much better, or two, that it really can't get that much worse. And with our marketing especially, we need to show what happens if people do not take action. Now, with this being said, there are a lot of people that will use this as an opportunity to fearmonger and to use fear or scare tactics to get people to take action. That is not what I mean. I also do not mean any type of false scarcity. I hate it whenever I see people selling programs, courses, or anything like that, or events, and they're like, oh, there's only 5 spots left, and they've only really sold 3. It's nothing like that, but it's being honest at the cost of inaction. So whenever we are doing this, I think that in marketing, honestly, just in general, people have taken it to an extreme to where they don't want to talk about any of the negative because it did get beat up for such a long time. I've seen marketing campaigns and stuff that are a little bit older to where it's like, if you don't do this, your wife is going to leave you, your kids are going to hate you, you're going to end up living in a van down by the river. That's not what it is. People obviously know that that is a lie. It's just scare tactics to try and get people to take action. It doesn't work. And honestly, it's just dishonest. But we do want to be honest with the opportunity of not taking action. And so this is what it would look like for your product or service that you're trying to sell. Whenever it comes to what's at stake or what could be lost if they don't take action when it comes to your product or service, whatever you're selling, what I like to think about, because this is how it was explained to me one time, is think about making a loaf of bread. Whenever we're talking about all the awesome things that our product or service solves, that's like flour. We want a ton of that stuff in there. We want short term. We want long term. We want to talk about the happily ever after. We want to help them paint a picture of how much better their life's going to be once they get this problem solved. Because remember, like I said earlier, most people struggle to see that life could actually get that much better. So we want to paint that for them. With our marketing, when it comes to the negative side or the opportunity cost of not taking action, that's more like salt. We want just a little bit or a sprinkling of that in our marketing collateral to let people know, that little bit of seasoning and flavor, to let them know there is something at stake if they don't get this problem solved. Now, whenever it comes to all the awesome things that our product or service does and the success side of that, man, we want a ton of that. Just like the flour, we want short-term and long-term, tons of here's how much better your life's going to be. When it comes to the more negative side of it, or the opportunity cost associated with not taking action, that we want just a sprinkling like the salt, and we want that to be more short term. So, like I said earlier, with the fear mongering and the scare tactics to try and get people to buy, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, you're going to live in a van by the river if you don't buy this new sales course that I have. Spouse is going to leave you, kids are going to, you don't want that stuff. You're going to, die of a heart attack if you don't buy my fitness program. It's not that at all. It's more of the short term. So it's just more, instead of digging in too deep. What you want to do is remind them of the current state that they're in, and that this problem is not going to solve itself on its own. So whenever it comes to a fitness product, it might be something like you're going to continue to wake up without energy. You're going to continue to, not be able to get the results that you want. You're still going to struggle with pushing through plateaus. With what I do with marketing consulting, it's going to be, you're going to continue to be frustrated that your social content isn't bringing in the right customers. You're going to continue to live in frustration that you're not getting the web traffic that you want, or your website isn't converting as many leads. And it's just reminding people of the current problem that they're dealing with and pain that they're in, that it's not going to get better. It's not saying like, oh, well, if you don't buy this fitness program, you're going to gain 100 pounds, you're going to die of a heart attack, and nobody's going to be at your funeral. Or if you don't buy this marketing program, your business is going to get shut down and you're going to lose everything. It's not that. It's just reminding your potential customers that there is something at stake. This problem will not solve itself unless they do something about it and take action. Did a whole video yesterday about how to call your customers to action and about having that clear, consistent, and direct call to action. We want to make sure that we're doing that as well with the opportunity cost of not taking action, and reminding them of what is at stake if they do not get this problem solved. So remember, as you guys are doing this in your marketing collateral, we do need to talk about what is at stake, show the opportunity cost of not taking action, but just sprinkle it in. And as you're adding this in, typically just, even if it's on your website, 1 or 2 little lines will do it, maybe a couple of little bullet points. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't want it to be too far into the future. I think of something that they're either currently dealing with or within the next 6 months is kind of a time range to keep all that stuff in. Add it in there, though, because in my opinion, that is an honest way of doing marketing, because we have to be honest with our customers at what is at stake and what they are at risk of losing if they don't take action. There's a cost with anything. There is the actual monetary cost to your product or service, whatever it is you're selling, but there's also a cost of inaction. And if we want to be honest and ethical in our marketing, I believe that it's our responsibility to make sure that we're sharing that with our potential customers so they know what's at stake if they don't take action. So hope this had tons of value for you guys. If so, shoot me a DM, let me know, comment down below, subscribe, all the fun things. Have an awesome day. We'll talk soon.